Yeah, we can't see the same. Is it chat? Is it the chat thing? Cool. Yeah, I've got it too. Yeah, sure. Let's see. Yeah, yeah, go for it. Yeah, yeah, yep, 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 okay. Yeah, awkward. Yeah, 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 I think that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, true. Mm, yep, mm, yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm, yep, yeah, yeah, yep. Yeah, and I think I'd add to the context as well to kind of fill it out a bit is that my current work is not particularly satisfying or interesting, and but it is providing me the benefits of good money and paying for my lifestyle and supporting my wife and two children, plus a baby that's about to be born any moment. Um, so it's not like I want to burn it all down. I think that's the point I'm trying to say is that the structure that's in place is actually like fulfilling, is ticking enough boxes that it's like I could actually do this probably for the rest of my life and be like, yeah, I lived a life and I went through it and I supported my family and we, got through it and we weren't homeless and didn't have any issues. Like it would sort of just be fine and it actually would probably be good, in a lot of ways. But then where I want to be is doing work that does provide me that sense of fulfillment and joy and excitement where I can say confidently to people, this is what I do and this is why I love my job. Um, Not only just as like a vanity thing or like I want to scratch my own itch for passion reasons, but so that at the end of every day, I can sort of physically from an office or metaphorically from the home office come home and have energy because of the work I've done and be like, oh, cool, I'm excited about what I'm going to achieve tomorrow. And I think that's the switch is that I've never really except for sort of specific, maybe a couple of days or maybe 1 week at a time, I've never had that like going home thinking, how could I improve this or how could I develop that? It's always kind of been like, I'm at work to fulfill a role. And as soon as I finish work, I'm then done. And it's about the integration of those two things, I think, integrating my work and my life in a way that's going to still keep paying the bills, provide me with enough um, consistency, but also flexibility to not be like working a billion hours a week. And then the interest factor and fulfillment focusing on people. Yes. Yeah, yeah. Great. Yeah. 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 Punchy. Yeah, yeah. Mm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. It's about the optimizing feels like a bit of a tainted word now, but improving or seeking something better, even though we've got is already good. Yeah, that's great. Oh, that's a bummer. Cool. Yeah. I think it's fine. It's already streaming. It's already streaming to the web, interwebs. Yeah, 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 exactly. Yeah. Mm, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think there's a certain open-endedness about where we're going as well, because it's not about because, sometimes in my head, I think, oh, a similar style coaching business to what you're doing, but with my own flavor that scratches my itch and helps me do that is sort of where I'm aiming. But actually, going through the process with you, I think, and not holding on to that endpoint is going to be more helpful to try and discover something because then it's authentic and it's not like, oh, here's something that someone else is doing, therefore that's going to do it because I have a perception of what that might be like. But actually, it might not work for me and my family, and not, it might be that the obstacles that you're facing are actually quite different to the obstacles that I was facing, which in some ways is true. So I think one thing I was going to say is that it does come down to purpose. Like we say, finding purpose, and this is what I'm seeking. And I think that's one of the key things that's difficult in my current work is that a lot of the time I'm doing tasks for the sake of the task. And although there is a greater purpose, which generally is maintaining the financial stability of the various companies I have worked for, that isn't meaningful enough for me in every day to keep me motivated to do the work. So there's a lot of cyclical jobs. There's a lot of kind of maintaining things, doing things repetitively, chasing up the same people for the same information each month. That if I was really bought in to the mission and I was really feeling like this is really purposeful, I think it wouldn't feel difficult and I would just be able to do it. And I wouldn't need to seek the motivation and psych myself up and do the timers and all this kind of stuff. It would feel like I see the purpose is important and I see the flow on effects and I care about those flow on effects. And therefore, I'm going to do that thing that's actually kind of annoying, but I don't see it like that. Yeah. Probably immediately. Yeah. 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 Mm. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. 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 Mm. Yeah. 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 And I think on that quickly as well, something that I've often tried to do, and I think you sort of pulled me up on this as a consistent habitual pattern, was trying to backfill the purpose of the things I'm already doing. And I think that's something that I find difficult to let go of because it's worked briefly. So when I've sat down at work, even in my current job, and sat with my boss and said, okay, can we just figure out, can you just sort of roll through this and help me understand what's the purpose of this, why we're doing it, and what the outcome's going to be? That always helps me connect the dots. And for a time, very brief time, it's easier to do the work. And I think that's why I sit with that purpose thing. Um, yeah, that's all. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Well, I do find this a little bit hard because the, well, actually, I'm going to stop that thought and say, if I could connect with people, either that I know or through some other medium on a weekly basis and help them like wrestle with some problem in their life or just talk to them and help them feel a bit better, that would be an action that I think would be purposeful, that would feel purposeful. And I'd be like, cool, I'm excited for this. I don't know if that's small or big enough or kind of relevant enough. Because what I was first going to say was, I kind of don't know where I'm going. So I don't know. Finding the action in the first place is the thing I'm struggling with. Hmm. Oh, okay. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. 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 Got it. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Hmm. Yeah. 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 That's the whole point. Yeah. Yeah. Then I would step back on that action and say, this is the difficulty is that partly I don't, and probably like everyone else in this situation, don't feel like I have that much excess time to be doing stuff. And also, I don't really have a direction of where I'm going. So any action towards no direction is difficult. Cool. Hmm. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Hmm. Yes. Yeah. 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 On that quickly, I have thought about like, oh, could I do some kind of formal training course or like study? Like, and they've always felt a bit like, oh, again, I don't know which direction I'm going, so I don't know which one to sort of pick. But I think I've sometimes thought, oh, maybe I should just get a recommendation and from some friends and be like, okay, I'm just going to do this course because in the doing of the course, I will find some sense of interest and satisfaction, I think. And um, yeah, and then also by way of kind of figuring out if that's a direction I would like to go. But I don't know if that sort of goes against the method in terms of putting the horse before the cart before the horse. Sorry. Um, yes. Yeah. 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 Got it. Mm. Yeah. 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 Yes. Yeah. 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 And just explore it. Mm. Yeah. 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 And I think also the benefit of training is um like you say, the experimental data you get from doing a course is not always aligned to the actual doing of the sort of work afterwards. And I think that's the other thing that holds me back a bit. Because if it was like, oh, do this structured course where you're sort of funneled through these steps and you will see whether that's what something you want to pursue, I would be like more compelled. But actually, yeah, like all the time I spent studying at uni didn't really set me up for the job in terms of the day-to-day experience. It set me up for the job in that it helped me understand broad concepts about finance and about accounting. But then once I was in the job, it was like, oh, okay, my exactly, exactly. The most important one of which was using Excel, which I didn't really use at uni, which seems a big oversight for me. But yes, that's kind of paints the picture. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. And maybe other people during the course, and maybe I meet people through it, and maybe yada yada yada. Yeah. 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 Mm. Yeah. 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 Got it. Yeah. 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 I see. Yeah. Yeah. And that in some ways, it would be pretty quickly clear whether I actually cared about that thing because I just wouldn't write the essays. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. It makes it sound so simple. Yeah, yeah, I see. Yeah, yeah. And it's like what we've said about, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I think sort of coming around to the little bit that I have been doing, the last sort of week or so, I've just been each day trying to write out just a thought about something. And they've tended towards my frustration with work. So that seems uh, relevant. And after, and I've been posting them. I think that's the thing, is that every second day, I'm saying every second day I'm going to post, every day I'm going to write. And the reason I'm doing that is because it feels like the only way I actually do it. If I get some feedback from putting it out there. And as I was saying to you, after the second day of doing this, a guy who I went to school with, who I haven't spoken to in years and wasn't really even close with, said, I'm going through something similar. It's nice to read the story. And I was like, oh, cool. I, I don't think I've changed his life or anything, but yeah, maybe that just made his day a little bit brighter. And then another friend who I was at church with previously, also said, I'm going through a similar thing. And he's also just had his third kid. So I was like, oh, cool, someone to connect with about this. And so immediately I was like, have this connection. Fast forward 3 or 4 days, I then posted two, yeah, so every second day, two more. And one of them, no one commented or responded to at all. There was just nothing. And I was like, wow, that's painful. I know. And I was like, oh my gosh, I got high on that first like one comment. And I was like, oh, but then I had a moment of like, I actually enjoyed going through the process of writing it. And that was the moment I was like, oh, okay, try and stick with this because this feels like you said, getting data. And it feels like even if I'm just writing these things and no one's reading them, it's helping clarify my thoughts and it's helping me speak clearer the rest of the time. And the other thing that I had said to you last week, but I haven't said yet, was that after those first 2 days of doing it, I actually felt myself thinking clearer at work and actually finding work a little bit more motivating in my current job. And I was like, oh, cool. This is great. Like, this is, the rising tide lifts all boats kind of thing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so realizing, okay, this maybe is something I can do that even though it feels a bit abstract and a bit hypothetical and not really relevant to a direction or anything like that, this is something that I can do that I can focus on that maybe will have kind of that compounding effect over time. That I look back and go, oh, I've written all these things, and I might go, this isn't it. I might get the data and go, oh, okay, this doesn't, something's not, I'm doing this for X amount of period and nothing's really changed and okay, whatever. Or something else might happen and I'm open to what that other thing might be. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. 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 With the burger. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. 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 Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this is my thing. Yeah, yeah. 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 Yeah, yeah. Got it. Yeah, interesting. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. 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 Cool. Okay. That's my task for the week. Yeah. Well, yeah, because I've already had moments where I've been like, oh, maybe I could do it every day. Or maybe I could, well, there was like a couple where I was like, I wrote it one day and the next day I sort of edited a bit and then I edited a bit more and then posted it. And I was like, oh, maybe even another day of, or one more re-go, it would have been better, most likely. So then I was like, oh, what, I think that doing it every second day just tries to resist my, um, yeah, my friction with doing it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's finding a balance of not overdoing it and saying I'm going to post every day, and then being like, oh gosh, I've set this expectation for myself now. I want to feel, yeah, but also not only doing one a week because that feels like not enough for me to get reasonable or meaningful data. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. 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 Mm. Yeah. 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 Mm. Yeah. 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 And sort of gets the flywheel spinning, right? gets the motivation to do the thing, which creates more data to do more things to, and it self-perpetuates. Yeah, 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 mm, yeah. Cool. Awesome. All right. Thanks, Sam. Speak to you next time.